Boss Fight Gaming. Get ready. Fight!
Hello guys, welcome back to another tutorial achievement guide from Boss Fight Gaming. Today we are playing Dodgeball Academia and we're doing a complete playthrough where we get all 1000 G as we go through the game. Basically from the start of the game we're just going to jump straight in, no messing about, just load up a new game. As soon as you get going, double tap Y to skip any dialogue. Now we're going to be skipping the entire dialogue through this game. You can watch it if you like or read it. If you want to do that, every time some dialogue appears in the video, just pause it, read it yourself in your game, and then continue on afterwards. But yeah, I'm going to be skipping it, so I'm going to be tapping double Y all the time. If you don't want to read it and you want to skip it again, you just got to do the same. Just keep double tapping Y, and this will help you get through all the dialogue in no time. But again, if you really want to be involved in the story, then you can do it. You can read it. Just pause the video, read along. Once you catch up, just unpause it. So at the beginning, you're in a ceremony and you having a big chat and stuff, and then you get invited to come up here. Once you do, and you're in this sort of fight scene, press start, go down to accessibility settings, then go into difficulty settings and switch your damage taken to 0 and your damage dealt to 400. Now this is a bit of a cheat, but it is in the game. You're not actually using any active cheats or anything. This just means that if you take any hits, you won't take any sort of damage, and if you throw the ball and hit another player, you'll do 400 additional damage on top of whatever damage your player has. So at the beginning there's a little bit of a fight where you have to do the dodgeball and throw the ball. Basically it's as simple as you press X and the direction to throw the ball, and that's just that little bit of a tutorial over it. So yeah, you just press X in the direction that you want to throw it, and that will get things going. Again, just after that fight there is a bit more dialogue, so you can skip that or pause the video, and then you'll be in another fight. In this fight you're just going to grab the ball, throw it at this dude, and again, if you've got these settings on, like I said, 0 damage in the accessibility settings in the difficulty section. This guy Balloony is going to learn you how to catch the ball, so when he throws it to you, all you need to do is just press B just as it's about to hit you and you will catch it. Then you can throw it back, and that will be the end of that fight. So basically it is just a little bit of a tutorial. The first one was how to throw the ball, the second one was how to catch the ball. So as long as you've done those, you're absolutely fine to continue. Just keep spamming the button to get through. Now he wants you to pass to him, so you just press right trigger and he will then take over the fight, throw the ball and finish the guy off. And that's pretty much the end of that fight. Once that fight's complete, you can just keep double tapping Y if you don't want to listen to the dialogue, and that will help you get through this next section. Once you've done that, we are just going to head up here, up the steps to the north, and keep heading up north until we go into the school. In the school I would recommend picking up as many balls as possible because you need these to open the containers. Once you've collected a few balls, just head a bit further up and skip through the dialogue or listen to it, depending on what you're wanting to do. Then head back out the school, picking up as many balls as you can on the way. We're going to have a little conversation with Balloony just outside the school doors. Again, skip it or listen to it. Just after that, we're going to head to the left of the screen, just keep following it over to the left, and we're going to collect this tub just around the school side. Head again to the left and up these steps. Collect the ball from the rail if you like, you don't need to, but I do. And then we're going to open this container. Now we're going to wait towards our first achievement here. You don't have to talk to this guy, I do, but you don't have to do that. We're just going to head to the right of him and we're just going to keep throwing our balls at him as many times as you can until the achievement pops. This will be our first achievement, and there it is, which is what's your problem. Now that achievement is to hit 10 people when you're not in a battle. It's as simple as that. Right, we're going to wait towards our second achievement now. No point in messing around. So on these steps, we're going to head just to the left at the top, and we're going to roll all the way down and hit the bench at the bottom. I'm going to show you that again, just so you know where I am. So at the top of the stairs, you need to be at the left-hand side, and then you're going to roll straight down, all the way down, and hit the bench. If you do it from the right-hand side, you hit the girl there. So you need to be on the left-hand side of the stairs when you're rolling down towards the screen. And there should be no reason why you don't get that achievement. It might take you a couple of tries, but just head to the top of the stairs on the left hand side, roll all the way down into the bench. We're going to open a couple of these containers around the map, have a look around. There's one just there at the top left of the court. And we're going to head down towards the screen. You may find a couple of chests in the level that are locked. Don't worry about these, we need to collect these a little bit later. Those containers that we're collecting, they're all over the place. All I would recommend is if you spot one on your screen, open it. If not, don't go looking for them because you'll come across them eventually anyway. Now we're just going to head up to the left of the map and then over the bridge and towards the shop. Just going to have a little bit of a conversation with Bloony to say that it's locked at the moment. Once you come over here, we're going to collect this container and then we're going to head down towards the screen. And then we're going to get into a little bit of a dialogue here. We're going to skip it, or you can listen to it, again, whichever's best for you. And then we're going to be in a little fight with Vampy. Pretty straightforward, just come down towards the ball, throw the ball at Vampy. She will then hold on to a ball, and this is a bit more of a tutorial. It's just showing you that if you hold on to the ball for too long, you will actually take damage. Now you do have to skip the dialogue by pressing A, so don't just wait for it like I did. You will need to skip it. But yeah, she will hold on to the ball for a little while, and then when she does, she takes damage. That's just to give you a bit of a heads up that if you do the same, you will also take damage. After we've beaten Vampy, we're just going to keep tapping A until we've completed the dialogue. And once dialogue's over, we're just going to double tap Y and keep going through the information. And then we're going to head over to the right, over the bridge and into the library. The library is just inside the big double doors. So once we head in there, we're just going to go over here and the conversation will automatically start with Carlos, and the librarian won't be very happy about it. Just keep skimming through or listen to it, whatever is best for yourself. Once that's done, we're just going to head up the stairs to the left. The steps, the stairs. And we're going to get our first equipable item. So we're going to open that up with the chest. The only way to open a chest, by the way, is to have a ball in your hand. So if you don't have one, just go outside, find a ball, go back in and use it to open the chest. Once you come outside the library, you will have to fight Squid, which is our pirate character enemy. We're just going to go for a little battle. There is a little bit of a tutorial here where they will show you that the ball can be collected at the same time, and if it is, there is a little bit of a battle that you have to tap X to collect the ball before them. I would actually recommend the majority of the time, unless the ball sort of hovers towards you, just let them win that little ball collecting battle. Otherwise it takes longer than it does just to actually get another ball and fight. So sometimes it's best just to let them collect the ball. But it's up to you whether you want to be bashing X or not. I personally just think it's easier for them to have the ball and continue. Anyway, once we finish the fight with Squiddy, we're going to head to the left, and in the little circle area we're going to collect our first side mission from Naomi. Once you've got the side quest from Naomi and you've activated it by talking to her, we're just going to head to the north and then slightly to the left, and next to these benches there is Kyoba, which is the challenge that we need to do to finish our side quest. So we're going to come in here and battle with him. So we're just going to battle with him, and we have pretty much finished. Once we finish battling, just throw a couple of balls at him, and it's really simple, that fight. You should do it with pretty much no difficulty at all. Again, you can't take any damage and you got super strength. So once you've beaten him, that is our side quest complete. So we're going to head back towards the screen and down again towards Naomi, which is in the circle open area. We're going to speak to Naomi and we're going to skim through the dialogue, which will complete our first side quest. Then we're going to head north, and then when we get to the steps on the right, we're going to head to the right, and we're going to go up the steps and across the bridge. Once we get to the other side and head through, we're going to head up the steps to the top of the screen and past the infirmary, and then we're going to come and face our first side battle. Now these battles aren't needed in any way. You won't miss an achievement by not battling them. However, I would recommend doing every one you can, because you will get the XP you need to level up your character, which in turn gives you an achievement. So we're going to do the first battle on the red arena, and then we're going to head up to the next one, and this is the second battle. Again, you know, these battles are side battles and they're not important if they have a red fist above their head. It just means it is a missable one if you want to go past it. However, again, I would recommend doing them all. So yeah, go into the first battle, beat the single guy, go into the second battle and beat the team of 3. So once we've completed that battle, again, tapping A to skim past any rewards. We are going to double tap Y there to finish the dialogue, and then we're going to head over to the left and over the fence. And then we're going to head up to the right over here, and we're going to start another side quest. This guy we have to battle every single episode. So every time you go to sleep, you have to come back and fight this guy. I call him rematch guy because you have to fight him in a rematch every single episode. So we're going to skim through the dialogue, and then we're going to go into a fight with him. Now this is the easiest fight of the entire game. Pick up the ball and hit him once, and he is dead because he only has 1 health. However, every episode he will get stronger and have different ways of attacking you. But again, because you've already put on the difficulty setting cheats, as I call them, you are indestructible and he can't win you anyway. So once you beat that fight, you're going to head towards the screen and down towards the center of the area, and then over to the right towards the yellow crown on the minimap. But instead of going just to there, we're going to head down to the bottom right of the grass, pick up a couple of balls, and then head up to the yellow symbol afterwards. So we're going to get in a bit of a dialogue with Mina. We're going to skim through that. Now, this fight is a missable achievement, so make sure that your difficulty things are set to what I told you to. If for any reason you take any damage here, just press pause quickly and restart the fight. When I say damage, I mean actual damage, top left of your screen. But as long as you did the difficulty settings which I told you to, which are damage to be taken 0 and damage to be given at 400%, you can't take damage and you can hurt him. But if for any reason you didn't put those settings on, you definitely probably will very likely need them for this fight, as it's very difficult without them. Again, it is a missable achievement, so if you lose this fight and you go on to the next screen, you will actually miss that achievement. So as long as you put them on, like I said, you should absolutely be fine to get that achievement. If for any reason you didn't, you will have to probably come back after you've completed the game and get it again. But you've got it because you followed the rules. You followed what I said, so you should be fine. Anyway, after the conversation, we're going to speak to Mina again. And this time, she wants to fight you. So once we get into the fight, we're just going to do our thing. She actually does a rebound, which is a counter move. Some of your characters, when you unlock them, will have counter moves as well. But anyway, just keep going at her, and eventually you will get damage on her. And you will win the fight. You can catch the ball from her by pressing B as it gets close. And throw it back. You can press backwards and throw the ball, by the way, to make the ball slower. Or you can press forwards with the ball and press X to make it faster. So pressing X and towards the player, the opponent, will make the ball go fast. Pressing X and backwards away from the opponent will make the ball go slow. We get another achievement there, which is for Mina to join our team. That is an unmissable achievement. You will always get that. So there's that achievement done. Once we beat Mina, we're going to head up to the north, and we're going to collect this little container over by the deck chairs and the tables. Then we're going to head over to the left, and we're going to keep going to the left, and then we're going to go into the main school doors. Once we're in the main school doors, we're going to pick up a couple of balls like we always do no matter where we go, and then we're going to start a conversation with the teachers. Again, you can listen to this, pause the video, or you can just skim through by double tapping Y. Then you will be in another fight afterwards. We're just going to quickly go through this fight. Balloony is telling you that if you knock out a player that you actually are on the pitch behind you, they can catch balls and throw the balls into your back. So keep that in mind. Again, it shouldn't really matter to you though, because you do have the damage cheats on, which means you can never take any damage anyway. So you shouldn't really have to worry about that. So yeah, keep tapping A so we can skim through the reward screen. And then once we're back on this screen, we can double tap Y again to get through all the dialogue with the teachers. Choose your team name. You can choose any name you want. I chose the Chin Busters, and you can choose whatever you like for your team. Then carry on skipping through the dialogue and head out to the school. We have a little bit of a dialogue with Bloony, and then we're going to head over to the left and down. Go down the steps. Keep following it around to the left. Keep following it around to the left until you get towards the infirmary. Go down the steps and then head to the left again. Keep going across the bridge. Once we get to the bottom of the bridge, we're going to head to the left and then down towards the screen where Naomi was, and then head to the left again. And Bloony will start a dialogue. Keep going over to the left, up the steps again, and then we're going to get into the big doorway, into the dorm. Bloony will start talking to us, and there'll be a bit of a cutscene. Skim through that or watch and listen to it. Then we're just going to head over to the right where there is a container. We're going to collect the container, and then we're going to head up to the top of the screen where there's another container next to the vegetables and the boxes. Once we get that container, we're going to head up the stairs. You don't have to be clever and walk along the rail like me. You can just head up the stairs. Once we're at the stairs, we're going to head to the right. And we're going to empty this other container, which is right at the end of the corridor. And then we're going to go into our bedroom, which is the door that's open, which is the third door on the right. Go into here, have a bit of a conversation with Bloony. And then that is another achievement, which is complete episode 1. And then we're going to sleep in our bed by clicking our bed by pressing X. And then pressing sleep. Then you can skim through the dialogue again by double tapping Y. Yes, you do want to save it when it brings up the option to save, so click yes, and then choose file 1. Save the game and press OK. Once you've gone through that, it should bring up the next day screen, and this should take you through into the next day. Okay, so once the episode 1 is complete, we will start on episode 2 in the room. We're going to collect a couple of balls in the room and then head towards the bottom of the screen, towards the door. Bloony will have a conversation with us, then we'll head out the room, and then Mina will want to have a conversation with us too. Once Mina's finished talking to us, we're going to head to the left of the screen, collect the ball at the far left, and then we're going to head down the stairs. Once we get down the stairs, we're going to head towards the screen and out the door. Once we go out the door, go to the right of the screen, follow the path round and down the steps, and then we're going to head into our fight. Now this fight we are going to be working towards an achievement, and I'm going to explain how this is done. We're not allowed to catch the ball, we're not allowed to counter the ball, we're not allowed to get hit. So we're going to pick up the balls and throw. So run towards the ball, pick it up and throw. If for any reason you get hit, just press start or the menu button and restart the battle. So start and restart the battle. Otherwise, just keep going until you get the win. Remember, don't catch the ball by pressing B. Don't switch a character and counter the ball. And do not get hit by the ball. If you do any of those 3, press start and restart the fight before it finishes. And you will get the achievement to win the game without catching, countering, or getting hit. It's really straightforward, really easy. It might take you a couple of attempts, but if you get hit or you accidentally catch the ball, just press start and restart it. If your second player, the girl player Mina, accidentally kicks the ball back, that will count as a counter, so you will still also need to restart it then. Once we finish that fight, we're just going to head to the right where the circle is and then up towards the top of the screen, and we will be in another fight. Now, I did skip the fight there, the fight scene, so you don't have to watch me to do it. It's just a generic fight, so I will be skipping quite a lot of these fights throughout the game, unless it's an important one that I feel that you need information on. I will just automatically skip it. Anyway, afterwards, Bleeding will have a conversation, say the shop's open, and then we're going to head just up towards the shop where there is another fight, just a generic fight. You can't die, just go in there, beat them, and then once you finish, just tap A to get rid of the reward screen. Once the fight's over and you're back into the game, skip through the dialogue, head towards the screen to the right, up the steps. We're going to go over the bridge doing roly-polies by tapping B to go as quickly as possible. And then we're going to head up the steps by the infirmary. And we're just going to keep following it up towards the school. And we're going to head to the right towards the main door of the school, and we're going to speak to Rematch Guy, the side quest guy that you have to fight every single day. We're going to have a conversation with him, and we're going to get into a fight with him. I'm going to skip the fight scene on my end, just so you don't have to watch me do it. You can pause the video if you want while you do the fight. Once that fight's complete, you can skip through the dialogue by tapping Y, and it will give you a nice drink. By the way, any items that you pick up, drinks, things like that, do not use, because we will need them for an achievement and you may waste them doing the wrong thing. So any containers or anything like that that we open, don't bother using. Any equipment, don't put on your character unless I tell you otherwise. Otherwise, it may affect some other challenges later in the game. Anyway, after we've beaten Rematch Guy, we're going to head to the right and then into the school, where George will want to talk with us. Skim through the conversation with George, and then we're just going to head up the stairs behind him. You can either go to the left or right stairs, it makes no difference. And then we're going to start a side quest with this guy just at the top of the stairs, and he's going to tell us about the shop where he wants us to go. So we do need to go back to the shop. He's going to give us $6, and he's going to send us on a little side quest which takes us to the shop. So once you've got the $6 and you've skimmed through the conversation, we are actually going to head back towards the shop before we continue on with the main mission. So head back down the stairs and come towards the screen. Head out the main door, which is right at the bottom of the screen. Once we've headed out the door, we're going to head over to the left and back down towards the screen. So sort of maybe 8 o'clock if you're looking at a clock sort of angle. But just down and left, all the way down and left till you reach the bridge. Go across the bridge and then head into the shop at the top of the screen. Once we're in the shop, we're going to go over and speak to Carlos, which is in the top right behind the counter. Speak to Carlos and buy the cheapest or second cheapest thing in the shop, which is right at the top. So buy his catalogue and buy the gross bandage. You can also buy the old shoes if you want. It really makes no difference. Just buy that and then leave. Once we've bought that and left, we're going to head down towards the screen and head to the right up the steps. Once we're on the bridge, we're going to do a roly-poly so we can get some speed up. And then once we're back in the main sort of courtyard area, we're just going to head up to the top and head over to the school doors on the right hand side. Keep following it to the right till you reach the school doors and then go in. Once we're in, we're going to head back up the stairs right at the top of the screen. Head over to the right or left, it's absolutely fine whichever way you want. And then we're going to go over and speak to the guy with the orange tick above his head to finish the side quest. He's going to say thank you, give you a few pieces of cheese bread, and that is the side quest complete. Once we finish speaking to him, we can carry on our way, so we can double tap Y to get rid of the conversation. Once the conversation is complete, we're going to continue on. So once we've got back and we've given him the thing from the shop, that will be that side quest complete, as I mentioned. Then we will need to head over into the room on the left hand side, the first door. This is what I call the fabric room. You will need to go in here and start the dialogue and start the tutorial. This is a little bit of a tutorial. I'm going to skip through it. Basically, it's just going to tell you about charged attacks and your special. You can't use your special just yet. You do unlock it soon. But yeah, I'm just going to skim through this video, but you will need to play it, so you may want to pause my video. Once you finish doing the challenges and you've learned about charge attacks and your special throw, again, you can't use that just yet, so don't be worried about that. Once you've completed those, you can just skim through all the dialogue. Everybody will want a bit of a chat. Fortunato, Pixie, everybody. Once we've basically finished this area, we're just going to head out the room. So let everybody finish talking. Once they finish talking, we're just going to head out. The door's bottom left of the screen, so we're just going to head out of there. Then we're going to head to the right and down the steps. And then we're going to head towards the screen and out of the school doors. The main doors is right at the bottom of the screen. Once we're out of here, we're going to head to the right slightly and then down the steps towards the screen. And then we're going to start our next side mission. You can see it on the map as well. It's a blue exclamation mark. Or you can just head down here and speak to him anyway. But anyway, he'll tell you that he's lost something and he needs the grabbers to get it. And George is the only person that has the grabbers. So we do need to head back into the school and pick them off. George, who is the main receptionist inside the school. So once you've gone over and started the side quest, just head back up the steps and head back into the main room of the school. So head through the main doors, and then we're going to head over and we're going to speak to George. George is just up ahead. Now there is going to be some fight scenes after you speak to George. I am going to skip through them, so you may want to pause the video until you've beaten them. And then once you're ready and you've finished those battles, we're going to continue on. So once those battles are finished, I think there's 4 or 5 of them. Once those fights are finished, George will come out of nowhere and give you the grabber rod for the guy outside that you're doing the side quest for. So we're going to head out the school by heading towards the screen at the main door. Then we're going to roll down to the right and down the steps, and we're going to give the grabber rod to the guy who is looking for his wallet, which is the side quest guy. So head down the steps, speak to him, and he's going to say, oh great, you've got the grabber, you are a lifesaver. So as long as you've done that and you've got the grabber from George, you're okay to skim through the dialogue, and he will give you some brand new gloves in return. Guys, now you will get items throughout the game, and you will get equipment throughout the game. Do not equip any unless told otherwise it may affect some of the achievements. And the same with the items, you will need them at some point. Anyway, we're going to head off to the left where the red courts are, and we're going to start a fight. Once we're here, we're actually going to take out one of these guys, throw the ball at them, and then when there's just one guy left, we're going to do a bit of a cheat here. We're going to go back to our accessibility settings, go to difficulty settings, and take damage down all the way down to just 5%. We're going to be working on an achievement here where we have to catch the ball 10 times in a row. So you do need to be pretty quick on the fingers, but once the ball gets close to you, just press B and catch the ball. We're going to throw the balls back by pressing backwards away from the opponent on the analog stick and then throw. So the balls are really, really slow. So again, to do that, you press backwards away from the opponent and X to throw the balls really slow. This way you should hopefully dodge out the way. But anyway, back to what the mission actually is. We need to catch these balls 10 times without taking damage. So every time he throws a ball at you, just as it's about to hit, you press B to catch it. And just keep doing that over and over again. Again, you do have to do it 10 times in a row. If for any reason you're about to kill him, just restart the match by pressing start or the menu button and going to retry battle. Once you've finished beating him and you've got your achievement, so you've done the 10 catches in a row, go back to your accessibilities menu, difficulty settings, and turn your damage up to 400 so that you can make sure that you're winning going forward. So yeah, 10 catches in a row without taking any damage, and then once you've done it and you've got your achievement, put your damage dealt back up to 400%. So damage dealt to 5% when you wanted the achievement. Once you've got the achievement, damage up to 400%. And this is a pretty straightforward achievement, and you've got that in the bag now. So once we've done that, we can press A to move on, and then we can head up towards the top of the screen, head to the left, climb over the fence, and then head upwards. And then we're going to head back over to the right and keep following it over until we get to the yellow courts. Now we're going to orange court, sorry, not yellow. But we're going to do the orange court battle here. I'm going to skim through it, but you just do it. And then once it's complete, you can skim through the reward screen just by tapping A. And double tap Y to skim through the chat. Then head over to the right and fight the next person. You can collect the tub over here as well, so you can either do that before or after the fight. Once you've collected it or haven't, do the fight. Again, I'm going to skip this, but you just need to do it like normal. Nothing to it. Once you've completed it, skim through the reward screen by tapping A. And then double tap Y to skim through the chat. You can collect the ball. Head towards the bottom of the screen, and as you can see on the right hand side, there is a chest with a cracked helmet in. So that's just down from the fight behind the trees at the bottom right. That is one of the items we'll need to complete one of the achievements later on, so make sure you do pick that up. Once we got that, we're going to head over to the right and into the arena. Once we're in the arena, we're going to skip through all the dialogue. Keep tapping Y until it's all done. Once it's all done, head out of the arena by heading down to the bottom of the screen. And then we're going to head over to the left and we're going to climb over the fence and we're going to open the next tub. And then we're going to jump over the fence on the left, over the blue fence, and we're going to move over to the left. And just outside the cafe, we're going to open our next tub. Once we've opened the tub, we're going to move over to the left and we're going to get into a little bit of a fight. Once the battle's complete, all you need to do is just skim through the reward screen by tapping A. Remember, A is the fastest way on the screen right now. I didn't press it, that's why it took a little bit longer. But yeah, just keep tapping A, and then once you're into this sort of dialogue area, just keep tapping Y to skim through the dialogue. Head into the cafe or the cafeteria, and it should start as automatic dialogue. You will need to buy the badge for 99p. So just buy that. Again, don't spend your money anywhere else, and don't use any equipment or items because you may need them later in the game for one of the other achievements. So just buy the badge for 99p and then skim through the dialogue and head out of the cafeteria. So once we're outside, we just need to head over to the left back towards the school, and you can roly-poly anywhere you want to speed things up. Just keep heading to the left. Head towards the side of the school and you will see Blockhead standing there quite close to the teacher. Going to get into a bit of a fight with Blockhead. It is a pretty straightforward fight. The balls do sort of teleport around, so be careful to avoid them. But it is really straightforward. You should struggle none at all. So once you've done that, you're good to go. Once you beat him, just keep tapping A to skim through the reward. You may get your achievement here for reaching level 10. If you haven't, don't worry, you will get it very soon. You might have already had it. It is an unmissable achievement. You can get that at the end of the game or any point, but hopefully by the end of the game you'll be level 50, not level 10. But again, if you didn't get it just then, don't worry, you will get it pretty soon. Skim through all the chat with the teacher at the top of the screen, and then head down towards the bottom of the screen and head over the fence and speak to Vampy, who's sat next to the fountain. So skim through the dialogue with Vampy. Again, she's down by the fountain, just in the middle of the screen, at the middle of the courtyard area. You will be in a fight with Vampy. She's pretty straightforward, she's quite fast, but just keep running and throwing the balls at her. When she dodges an attack, it will make her go a bit dizzy for a little while, which allows you to hit her. Keep that in mind if you want to get her done pretty quick. Again, grab balls, throw them, get it done. Quicker, it's pretty quick, pretty straightforward. Once the fight's complete, tap in A to skim through the reward screen. Once the fight with Vampy's done, skim through the dialogue, tapping Y. You can head up to the top of the screen. We're going to head over the fence to the left, and then head up back to our teacher. We're going to speak to her, and she will give us our tournament badge. Skim through all the dialogue with her, and then head back towards the screen and head to the left, down the steps, and keep following it round. Once we've gone down to the infirmary, a conversation will start on Balloony, and we will need to skim through it by double tapping Y. Keep tapping Y, and that will get through the dialogue. Now once we've finished the dialogue, we are okay to head inside the infirmary, which is the big door at the top. Another conversation will start and you can skim through all the dialogue. It's just basically telling you about how you can heal yourself and stuff. It will create another fight scene with Blockhead and his friends. So once you've done that, take on the fight scene with Blockhead and his friends. A little bit into the fight, they will start mocking Balloony, and Otto will not be very happy about it at all. So it actually triggers Otto to finally do his special attack, which in turn gives you an achievement, I Can Feel the Power, which is for him to lock his ball time move. Now once you've done the ball time move, just continue on the battle until you've won. I am going to skim through the battle because you don't need to see me finish it. All you need to do is just complete that yourself. and then after battle we'll continue on from there. Once the battle is complete, again you can skim through the reward screen by double tapping A, or just keep tapping A. After each fight you will notice that you have picked up additional equipment, additional items and things that will help you in the game. However, because of the difficulty achievement cheats, you will not really need them. There's a few that you'll need to use certain parts of the game to get achievements. Other than that, you don't really need to worry about them. Once you finish the battle, head up to the right and head up towards the school, then head to the right of the school and into the cafeteria. Once you go into the cafeteria, it should automatically start a dialogue with the teacher and it will bring up the shop, and you'll notice that you're supposed to be buying a tournament badge, but it is very expensive. After you've seen this, it will start a fight scene with the blue character. Now this fight with the blue character is a tutorial. It's basically telling you all about your focus ability. Pause the video and go through the tutorial yourself so you're up to date with how the focus ability works. It's a pretty straightforward thing. Basically hold Y while the ball's on the other side of the pitch. But as long as you've played through the tutorial, you should already know that anyway. Head outside the cafe and towards the screen, and then head over to the left hand side, and we're going to keep rolling all the way across, and we're going to head down the steps and head to the left. We're basically heading towards the library, so if you know where that is now, we're heading towards there. Head towards the bottom left of the screen, then head over the bridge towards our dorm, head down the steps and down towards the screen to the circle open area, and then head to the right where the library is, over the little wooden bridge into the main door. And then that will start automatically some dialogue. Skim through the dialogue. It will ask you some questions. I did them correctly. I don't know if you get the reward if you do them wrong. So anyway, we're going to choose option B, which is the distance from the center of the surface of a sphere, which is the correct answer. I don't know what happens if you press wrong answer, so it's best that you probably just do the same. So yeah, answer correctly, which is answer B out of the 3. And then we are going to choose the bottom answer, which is it is divided by 2 answer. And then you can choose any answer here. Boris or Astrid I chose. And it doesn't matter because that's wrong. But as long as you got the 2 out of 3 correct, you should get the achievement. Not the achievement, sorry, but the tournament badge. Again, I'm not sure what happens if you get any of the other answers wrong. I never did. Anyway, once you've got the badge, head to the left to the circle open area, head up to the top, and then head to the right up the steps and across the bridge. Head back towards the main area where the school is, and keep on heading to the right. We're going to go all the way over to the right towards the arena, and there we're going to be stopped by Kyobo, I don't know his name, Kyobo. We're going to be stopped by him, and then we're going to be in a fight. Just fight through that like you normally would. Once the battle is complete, you're okay to carry on, so just tap A on the reward screen. Again, I did skip the video, so you may want to pause this video if you've not caught up. Once you've finished, head up towards the top of the screen. I was just looking if there's any containers. I thought there was one there, but there wasn't. There is one up the top of the right, just behind the arena, so you can collect that. Once you've collected that, just head inside the arena here and head towards the top of the screen, and it should automatically trigger the tournament. Skim through all the dialogue by double tapping Y, and then it should put you outside. Speak to the principal, double tap Y, and then choose you bet your face. If you choose the bottom answer, it'll just wait for you to come and speak to him again. So choose the top one, you bet your face. Skim through the dialogue. Once you've gone through the dialogue, Balloony should officially join your team, and that will be your next unmissable achievement. You can't miss that achievement, so you will get that anyway. So congratulations on getting your next achievement. Don't forget guys, we are going to be making lots of videos to help you get achievements, so please consider subscribing. Once you've got the Balloony on your team, you're going to head inside the tournament area, the arena, and you're going to be fighting Blockhead and his team. So head inside and beat these guys. It will start a bit of a dialogue because Otto had actually taken damage at some point during the conversation, and he's saying it's not fair that he's got to do the tournament when he's hurt. Now Balloony steps up his game, and he actually comes over and uses his special ability, which actually heals his entire team, which is you included. So once you're healed, you'll be happy and healthy to continue on with the tournament. Just win the tournament battle like you would any other battle, and then you're okay to continue. So once the battle is complete, you have just won the tournament. You can then skip through all the dialogue, and you should get another achievement, which is the tournament's on, which is to complete episode 2. So congratulations on getting yet another achievement. Pretty straightforward. We're getting through these pretty quickly, so congratulations on getting that next achievement. Skim through all the dialogue and leave the arena. Once you've left the arena, head down towards the screen and then head to the left. I did just check on my map that I wasn't missing any of the side quests, but thankfully we're not. Head over to the left hand side and keep going until you cross the bridge. Once we cross the bridge, we're going to head down towards the bottom of our screen, and then once we're in the open area, we're going to head to the left towards the dorm. Head up the steps and in through the main door. Once we're inside the dorm building, just head up the steps and then head over to your room, which is the third door on the right, which I'm sure you already know by now. Head inside the open door and then head over to your bed and sleep. Yes, and it will ask you if you want to save. Yes, you do, and we're going to save it in file save slot number 2. And then the next day should start and episode 3 should begin. Okay, so once we begin episode 3, we are going to be in our room. Just come down towards the screen and collect the balls. And then we're going to try and leave the room, and Otto will start having a conversation with Balloony. Again, double tapping Y to skim through any conversations. Once the main mission started, we're okay to leave the room. And just like usual, Mina's waiting outside the room to speak to us. We can head over to the left of the screen and down the steps. Once we're down the steps, we can then head out the room, out of the main dorm building, towards the screen, and then we're going to head over to the right. We're going to head down to the right into the open circle area, then up, and then right across the bridge. And once we're up the top of the bridge, we're going to be into a new fight. Ignore the options menu screen there. Now and again I will bring it up just to check I am on the right path to make sure that we don't miss any achievements. But as long as you're following on, you should be fine. So head over to the right and we're going to get into this little battle. I'm going to skim it because we don't need to watch it. So yeah, once the battle is complete, again skim through your reward screen tapping A. You'll get some XP there to level up your character. Again, if you haven't got the level up achievement for level 10 yet, don't worry about it, you'll get it pretty soon. And at the end of the game we can level up our character completely if we need to. Once we're in the main courtyard area, we're just going to head up slightly past the infirmary and we're going to start our side mission, which is called Find the Glasses. So don't forget to come up towards the infirmary and start that mission. Then we're just going to head up and get into another battle. I'm going to skim through this because you don't need to watch me do it, but you can pause it until you're caught up. Once that fight's finished, we just need to head up this top of the screen, up these little steps, and we're going to go and do a fight just up here. So skim through the dialogue, head to the left, and we're going to do this little bit of a fight over here. She's talking about the club meeting. I'm going to skim through this fight, guys, so you might want to pause the video and play it afterwards, but all you need to do is just win this fight. As you know, you can skim through the reward screen by tapping A. Once you've completed that little fight, go through the dialogue and she welcomes you to the team. Now there is a collectible behind the tree over there at the back. Not a collectible that you need for an achievement, but one that I would recommend collecting anyway. Again, any of those little tubs that you see about the map, that even if you've seen me not to do it, I would recommend you collect anyway. Head over to the right after we've done that and fight the daily rematch guy. Again, we have to fight him every day. I'm going to skim through the video, but you just need to battle him and finish him. Once we've beat Mr. Rematch guy, there's another fight that we need to do close by. Now on this part you will see me equip some equipment. that I just picked up from him and some equipment I've already got. Go to the option screen, click on these dots where you're allowed to add items, equipment, and I do equip 2 items. You don't need to do this, however it's really up to you. Once you've equipped it, just head towards the bottom of the screen and you will be into your next fight. Again, I'm going to skip this, so you may want to pause the video. Once your battle is complete, you know by now, skim through the reward screen by tapping A. Again, you don't have to do all those red fist battles, but I would recommend doing them to level up your character towards getting your achievement. Come down towards the screen and head to the left and you'll be in another battle. Again, I'm just going to skim through it, so you may want to pause the video while you catch up. Once you've completed the battle, you can then obviously unpause the video and continue on. We can skim through that information by tapping Y, and then we're going to head to the right of the map. And we're going to head towards the arena where we're going to start our next mission, which is the water guy mission. I think it's called Nature something, Nature's Desire. So head towards the arena and speak to the guy near the water fountain, and he will ask you to do a side mission for him. Afterwards, head up towards the orange courts, which is just to the left of the guy we spoke to for the mission, and head north, top, towards the orange courts, and then we're going to finish the side battle. Again, really straightforward battle, takes you 2 seconds to beat it. Again, that battle was when we spoke to the nature guy achievement, head left slightly, head up the steps and into the orange courts, and the battle is there. Once you've beaten the battle, skim through the dialogue and head up the steps. Now, over by the cafe, this guy is running around. He could be anywhere around by the cafe sort of area. If you don't see him, just wait a little bit and he will come running past you. You will need to start a conversation with him, and then you will need to beat him in a dodgeball fight. He is a part of the side quest, the Nature's Calling Desire side quest. So again, up by the cafeteria, he will be running around with a indicator above his head to tell you that he is the right guy. So go up to near the cafe, start the fight with him, win him, and that is one of 3 litter messy guys that you will need to beat. Once you beat him, head back from there and head into the cafe. Have a conversation with the lunch lady in the cafe, and that will trigger another fight scene. Once you've beat the fight scene, which is pretty straightforward, I don't even have time to skip this one. So once you beat it, there may actually be 3 fight scenes here from what I remember. Skim through the chat, skim through the dialogue, and yes, I'm going to skim the cut out the next 2 fights, but there is 3 in total that you will need to do. And then once you've beaten all 3 battles, so again there is 3, so just pause the video and battle all 3 yourself. Once you've beaten all 3 battles, you can get rid of the reward screen by pressing A, and then you will need to skim through the last bit of the dialogue, again by double tapping Y. You will get some equipment as a reward for beating the 3 guys that I mentioned. Skim through all the dialogue and then head out of the cafe. Once you head out of the cafe, just head towards the left and head past the school. Don't go in the school yet, just keep going to the left and then down towards the infirmary. Head past the infirmary. In fact, we need to go back over to this character because we've done her mission for her now. Go over to the woman next to the infirmary, just to the right of the infirmary, and finish the side quest. We have done that now. Once you've done that, we are good to go. Now, for some reason, go into your equipment and equip that winged wristband that she just gave you as a reward. Doesn't matter which one you replace, you can replace the headphones or the gloves with the wristband. And then outside the infirmary, this guy's running around again. He may not be there when you get there, but if you have a look around near the infirmary, you will see a guy running around with a tick above his head. You will need to go into the fight and you will need to beat him. Again, this is towards the Nature's Desire side quest. So just beat him. Pretty straightforward, easy character to beat. Once we have finished this fight, we do need to head back up to the school. So skim through the dialogue, tapping Y, double tap, and then head up towards the top of the screen and head over to the right hand side. Now you do need to go into the school, so head to the right and then into the main door of the school. Once we're in the main door of the school, we're just going to head up to the back of the room. Again, you can collect some balls on the way. These are good for breaking open chests and stuff. Head up to the stairs on the left and then just keep heading over to the left and you will trigger a fight. Again, I'm going to skip this, so pause the video if necessary. Once the fight is complete, again, press play, pause the video if necessary on the video. But yeah, once the fight's complete, you will need to head over into the crown room. Again, I'm just checking on the missions. You don't need to do any of that. I was just making sure I'd done the correct ones. Head into the room with the crown, which is the middle room on the top floor, and skim through the dialogue. Now, we will be doing an achievement here. So what you need to do is you need to survive for 1 minute. Again, you can't take any damage, so you can't miss this. But I am going to speed up the video a little bit just for the 1 minute. But what you'll need to do is dodge the ball for a minute. Again, you can take as much damage as you want, so you can stand in the middle and just take the damage for a minute, or you can just practice and actually dodge the ball. But after a minute, you will need to press start, go to your accessibilities options, go to difficulty options, and then actually turn up your damage. You probably want to put on 100% or something, just so you can die. And then that will finish the challenge, otherwise you'll be here forever. So yeah, when you get to a minute, press pause, accessibilities, difficulty, turn your damage taken up, just so you can actually lose. But make sure you've done it for a minute at least. Don't turn on the settings until you've done a minute. As you'll see, I'll do it in just a second. So once I've hit a minute, press pause, go to options, accessibility settings, difficulty settings, and then add damage. Now you want to turn it up quite a bit because you want to die pretty quickly, just so you can get it done. Once you're dead, I say dead, you're not dead, but once the challenge is finished and you've done over a minute, you will get the S rank for completing the easy challenge. Skim through the dialogue. Keep skimming through the dialogue. And then you will actually be in a normal fight, so you want to press start, go to options, go to accessibility settings, difficulty settings, and take your damage taken all the way back down to 0. Then you will need to win the fight. Once you've won the fight, which is again really straightforward fight, you can't really go wrong because now you've just put your damage back down to 0. You can't get hit again. Finish the fight. Once you finish the fight, you will need to skim through the rest of the dialogue, and then you will need to go and start the challenges again because you are working towards an achievement in this room. So skim past all the dialogue, head over to your teacher and start the conversation, and then you will need to choose normal. So take on the challenge option, and then you will need to get a reward there, go to medium, and we're going to do the same again. So we're going to survive for a minute. Once the minute's over, press pause and turn your damage taken up so you can actually die. But don't do that until you survived a minute. I'm going to speed it up a little bit just so you don't have to watch me and do it yourself. So again, I've sped up the video, so you can pause my video if you want, just to give you a chance to finish it. But again, once you get to a minute, you will need to pause and add your damage back on so you can actually get hit. So pause, accessibility settings, difficulty settings, and then turn up your damage taken just so you can get hit and finish the challenge. Again, do not change that option unless you've got to a minute. And then we are going to do the same again. We're going to finish that and we're going to speak to our teacher again, and then we're going to choose option difficult or hard, and we're going to do the exact same thing again. So we're going to survive a minute, and then don't forget to go to your options and put your damage down to 0, otherwise you will actually die straight away. So go back into your difficulty settings before you actually start, take damage down to taken to 0, survive a minute, and then turn it back up. So I'm going to speed up the video a little bit, so you will be on the screen again. As long as you've put your damage taken down to 0 at the beginning of the battle, you can stand here for a minute. Again, you might want to pause my video until you've caught up, but after a minute, don't forget to pause it and turn your damage taken up, just so you can take damage and the fight will end. If you don't take damage, you'll be there forever. So just turn it up a little bit, whatever, 100%, over 100, whatever, as long as you take damage and you can finish it. It will then go to the S rank screen and you will get the achievement, Can't Touch This. And then, afterwards, once you have finished this screen, do not forget to turn your damage taken back to 0, because we don't want to die at any point in this game if we can help it. So skim through the dialogue, get your reward. Again, you don't need to equip any of this. Go down to your options, accessibilities, and turn your damage back down to 0. Yeah, back down to 0. And then you can leave the options menu. Once you've done that, you're going to head out the screen, towards the bottom of the screen, skim through the dialogue with ballooning and head to the right. And then head down the steps. Once you get to the bottom of the steps, head down towards the main door and head out of the screen, which is at the bottom of the screen. Head down to there and head out the school. Once you're at the school, just head over to the left and then down towards the main central area, where you will find Big Tony getting attacked by some robots. We're going to get into a little bit of a fight scene where we kill the robots. I'm going to skim through this, so you may want to pause the video. Once the fight scene is complete, you know what to do. Double tap that A button, keep tapping it until you got all your rewards. Skim through your conversation with Big Tony and the other character, and then once you've done that, you are okay to go over to the forest. Now we're going to head up the step to the top, and then we're going to head over to the left, and we're going to speak to our teacher over here. The school monitor up by the gate. Once we've spoken to the top school monitor, she will need to get permission from the principal. So head back to the right and head into the school. The principal's office is upstairs onto the right hand side, so head up the stairs, follow up to the right. Head up to the stairs and then head over to the right again. And the principal's office is this golden door. We will need to go through a little bit of a fight here, so just start a conversation with the one with the red fist above their head. Beat the fight and then head into the principal's office. I did skim through the fight, so you may want to pause the video there. As I mentioned, once you've beaten the fight, head into the golden doors and speak to the principal. It should automatically start, so just keep skimming through the conversation. Conversation goes on for a little while and you will be given the written pass, which allows you to head into the woodland area. Skim through the dialogue and head over to the left and down the stairs. Once you've gone down the stairs, you're going to leave the school by heading towards the main entrance. And then we're going to head over to the left. Follow it around over to where the school monitor is. Speak to her and she will then open the gates for you because you've got the written permission. Skim through the dialogue, head up and then head to the left. Now this area can be a little bit confusing the first time and a bit daunting, but it is pretty straightforward. There's about 4 different ways you can go. You might feel like you're getting lost, but these literally, it's really super simple. So just going to head over to the left, collect the dodgeball from the ledge above, and then we're going to head to the left again. All the way over to the left without climbing, just on the same level we're already on. And we're going to open the tub. Then we're going to head towards the bottom of the screen and get into a fight with a droid. Again, these fights are pretty straightforward. You are in grass. The best thing to do is just sort of look for a ball marker, go and collect the ball and just win the fight. Again, you can't take damage, so you should be absolutely fine to win all these battles. I am going to skim through all the future ones in this area, so each battle I encounter you may want to skim through the video, or pause the video while I skim through. So head down the ramp and then head up to the top of the screen, into the long grass, and on the left hand side there is a tub to open, then on the right hand side there is a battle. I am going to skim through the battle, so you may want to pause the video there until you've beaten the battle yourself. And then once you've beaten the battle, you are going to open the tub just at the top of the screen there. So move over and throw the ball. Once you've gotten that, we're just going to head towards the screen, back to the left, and then down towards the screen again. Don't go up the ramp, we're going to go down the ramp at the bottom. I'm going to roll and head into a fight with the next droid. Again, I'm going to skim this, so pause if you need to. Once the battle is complete, collect your reward by tapping A, skim through your XP information, and skim through the dialogue. And then we're going to head over to the left, here's a ball, just collect that. And then there may be the running man here. If he's not here, he is going to be around this area somewhere. I recommend locating him. He's usually running up and down near the log. Challenge him, and you will need to beat him. He is the third and final guy we need to beat in regard to the Nature's Desire achievement. Not achievement, the Nature's Desire side quest, sorry. So beat this guy. Again, can be a bit annoying because of the long grass. But hit him a couple of times, and you should be good to go. Once you beat him, that is the third part of the side quest complete. There is one more thing we need to do in regards to side quest, which is go back to the guy that we started with, but we're not going to do that just yet. Once we beat him, go through the log if you haven't already, and then head to the right onto the what I call the island, and then open the container. Hopefully you don't miss about 6 times like I did, and just open the container in the middle of the island and then head off to the left. So you did go through the log. Once you went through the log, head to the right. You probably noticed that we missed a bit of an area up there when we went through the log. Doesn't worry about that, we will be going back that way at some point. Head over to the left, past the little hologram ball, and then start the fight. Beat these little bots. Again, super easy fights. Beat the 2 bots. Try not to get beat down like I did. Once the 2 bots, the bot fight is finished, again, which is to the left of the log, keep following over to the left, there's a hologram ball. Just past there to the hologram ball to the left, there's a fight. Head north into the grass, long grass, and there's another droid battle boss. Again, super simple, so I'm going to skim it, so you may want to pause the video. Once we have beaten that fight, we're just going to head up the steps above us there, those grass steps, head up. And follow it to the right. Head up to the right here. To the right there's a little couple of steps with a container on top. Then we're going to head back left, then up the big ramp. Once at the top of the ramp there is another droid. We're going to beat him. Once we've beaten this droid fight, we are going to head to the top of the screen, so just keep heading up. I am actually letting the droid fight play through because it is super easy, super quick. So once we've beaten the droid fight, again, as I mentioned, we're going to just head to the top of the screen, so just keep heading up, skim through the chat, head up, and we're going to open this container over here to the right. Once we have beaten this fight, open the container, sorry, we're going to head to the left, get to where the bridge is, and then head to the right. We're just going to keep following it around to the right, and then we'll be pretty much back at the beginning. Once we're back down here at the beginning, we drop down those steps, head to the left, and past the robot, and then head up the ramp to the left and through the log. You probably noticed I've just gone around in a circle. I don't know why I did that, but I didn't want to confuse you guys, so I explained. Keep following it around to the left and down the steps, through the long grass, and follow it around to the right, past the hologram ball, and head up to the top of the screen where there are some dancing robots. This will trigger a fight, and you will need to beat the robots. I am going to skim the video, so please pause if you need to. Once the battle is complete and the bots are all dead, you may skim through the reward screen, and then double tap Y to skim through all the dialogue. Once the dialogue is complete, we're just going to head to the right over here of the lab, and over by the hedges there is a tub. Collect the hot dog inside, and then head to the left, head down towards the screen and follow it around to the right through the long grass. And open the other tub, so that's next to the big tree. Just follow it around to the right and through the long grass, and it's there. Then to the top left of the lab, hiding behind the big silo, there is another tub. Open the tub and then head into the lab. So there's 3 tubs just outside the lab. Get them and then head inside. Once we're inside, we're going to head over to the right and we're going to have a conversation. Skip through the conversation and then head out the main door again. Once we head outside, it triggers a fight with the guy with the big orange sad face. Fight with Chester, that's his name, Chester. I always love fighting Chester because at the end, when his big snotty nose, it's just funny to look at. Anyway, so I'm going to skim through the video, but you just need to beat Chester and his crew. Pause the video until you've beaten him, and then you can have a little laugh at his snotty, crying face, which I find quite funny. Once you've beaten him, and you've skimmed through the dialogue, you can then head back into the lab. So the lab door is just above you. So just head back into the lab. Once you head into the lab, you should start a conversation with Vampy on the screen. Don't head outside like I did. You need to head up to Vampy, which is on the right side, and that will trigger a fight scene. Skim through all the dialogue and head outside, and then the fight scene will start. Sorry, so there isn't a fight, the fight is outside. So go start the dialogue with next to Vampy, head outside, click on Vampy, and the fight will start. Skim through the dialogue and beat Vampy. Again, I'm going to skim through this, so you may want to pause the video. Once the fight is complete, you're okay to continue. So just double tap A and then double tap Y. Skim through all the dialogue. Head back into the lab again. Once you're inside, come over to Naomi and skim through the dialogue. You'll get the remote control, skim through that dialogue, and then head towards the screen and out of the door. Once we've headed outside, we just need to keep coming down towards the screen, and then we need to head to the right. Once you get over to the log, head through the tunnel in the log. Watch out for the running guy who pushes you back through if he's there. He probably isn't for you, but he was for me. It can be quite annoying. Then we're going to head over to the right and we're going to fight this droid bot. This is the area that we missed a little bit earlier on. But yeah, just head over to the right after the log and we're going to fight with the droid. Beat the droid battle. I'm going to skim through, so again you may want to pause the video while the battle plays through. Once you've completed the droid bot battle, you just need to head over to the right, collect the ball, head over to the left, and then open the container. So once you've opened the container on the left hand side, we're just going to drop down and then head to the left. Head up to the top of the screen through the grass, then up the ramp, and then head up the ramp to the left. And then towards the bot, and then follow it round to the right. Now, it does seem super daunting around here, but you will get used to the world map pretty quickly. It's pretty straightforward. Anyway, just before we leave the woodland area, Vampy comes along and starts another fight with us. I am going to cut the video, so please pause it if you need to, until you've beaten the fight. So, once you've beaten Vampy again, you can just skim through the options. Once you've beaten her, head to the right and just follow it around to the exit. This will lead you back towards where the school is, so just keep going around and around over towards the school. Then follow it around to the right and all the way over to the right hand side. Keep going to the right hand side, drop down and head over to the right towards the arena. And we will speak to this guy who gave us the side question mission for the nature desire. We will need to win them in a battle. So over by the arena, where the arena is, just keep heading to the right, up the steps and over to this guy. He is on your map as a blue crown. Come over, speak to him and then beat him in a fight, and then that will be the mission complete, side mission complete for Nature's Desire. Once you've beaten Nature's Desire, head over to the left and there is a tub here next to the fence. Open the tub if you haven't already. Open the one over here up to the left as well, behind the tree. Again, if you haven't already. Once you've done that, you can jump over the fence here where the little dip is, and then go over to the main mission, which is in the center. Once you've started this, you will need to beat the guy in the fight. Again, I'm going to skim through it. Pause it if you need to, guys. Once you've completed the battle, you will get quite a bit of XP for that battle, so you may level up to level 20, which means you may get the dedicated student goal. If for any reason you haven't reached level 20 by now, don't worry about it, you will reach it pretty soon. It's nothing to worry about. You may have already reached it before I did, It's all just based on the XP that you've gotten from the battles. You may get it then, which is fantastic. Once you've beaten the guy there from the main mission, just head back up towards the woodland area, which is the top left of your screen. Follow the woodland path around to the left. Keep going around to the left hand side, and then you will start a conversation with Balloony. Head up to the steps on the left hand side where the ball is, and just keep following it to the left. Follow the path around to the left and keep going around until you reach near the bridge. Head down the ramp and head to the left. Head down the steps and through the long grass, then head to the left and down the ramp, and you will end up near the creepy woodland area. Head into the creepy woodland area, and then this will trigger a cutscene. Skim through the dialogue in the cutscene, and then you'll have to fight the bots. Again, I am going to skim through it, but you just need to fight this guy. Once your battle is completed, you will get your XP and rewards. Again, you can skim through the screen by tapping A. Once you have finished the battle, again, you can skim through all the dialogue or listen to it depending on what you're doing. Again, if you are listening to all the dialogue, you just need to pause the video when that's on the screen. Same with fight scenes. If I am skimming through them, just pause the video. Once you leave, head to the right and then head back up the steps towards the top of the screen, and then head to the right on the steps and head through the log. Roll down the ramp and keep following it round to the right where you will leave the woodlands. So yeah, head to the right of the screen and follow it around until you leave the woodlands. Once you leave, head towards the screen again, and you will speak to the school monitor teacher lady, and that will complete the main quest for this episode 3, and you will get the achievement for doing so. Once you've done that, we're just going to head back to the dorm, so head towards the screen, down the steps, past the infirmary on the left, down the steps again, and then follow it up to the left and over the bridge. Keep going to the left, down the steps, and then down towards the screen. Here's an open area, head to the left, up towards the dorm, and we're going to head inside the dorm area building. Again, once we're inside the dorm building, we just need to do what we usually do and head up the stairs. So yeah, we're going to head up the steps and follow it round to our room. As usual, you need to go into your room and start the sleep sequence. Just want to say, guys, this is episode 1 coming to an end here, so please consider hitting that subscribe button. Please comment, like, give us any sort of feedback. We do want to continue to make achievement guides, super simple ones just like this for you, so please consider subscribing so that we know that people like yourself do wish to see our videos. We do seem to get a lot of views, but don't we seem to get many subs, so if you can just take a couple of minutes out to give us a sub, we'll be forever grateful, and it will help our channel to grow bigger and better so we can help more people just like yourself. So thank you very much for watching today, guys, and we'll see you in part 2 as we continue to go for the rest of these achievements. Thanks for watching.
Boss Fight Gaming. You lose. Game over.